wave of classic rock Webfest Friday. I'm with Jack Jemima Hutchinson. How are you, Jack?
I'm good, but you've revealed my middle name. I've been keeping that a secret for 6 years. This is horrific.
Stop it. It's a lovely name, Jemima. Our next door neighbour's cat was called Jemima until it died, and it was a lovely cat. But anyway, Jemima is a lovely name, and it suits you beautifully. So let's talk about your new guitar, Jack. So I hear you've bought a lovely, shiny new guitar. And how dangerous is it that you've got a guitar shop at the end of your road?
Well, it's really dangerous, actually. I mean, I have to go past that guitar shop to basically get my morning coffee in it. I mean, that's like the highlight of my day at the moment. And yeah, they're great down there. And they've basically got the guitar at the moment. When I took it in yesterday, this is like it's a wild audio. It's called a Warhammer guitar, and it's got the vertigo, like the pattern from the original sort of Black Sabbath albums, that sort of thing. So it's got this sort of crazy design on it. And yeah, I took it out of the case, and the guy at the guitar shop was like, "Why on earth have you bought this?" And yeah, it's not the sort of thing where you would play quiet rhythm guitar in the background on stage. So it's a bit of a look at me guitar, you know. But
we like that. Yes, we like those kind of guitars.
Yeah.
Why not indeed? Why not indeed? When we go to your show, we're going to be looking at you. So you might as well have a beautiful guitar, which I'm sure you've already got plenty of. Well,
that's the thing. It's sort of grown in lockdown because I haven't really been able to do much else. So I've just been buying equipment. Which this is it. This is another piece of equipment.
Doing the same. That's the thing. You get bored. You know, you start doing a bit of retail therapy, having a bit of a look on eBay. It's dangerous.
It's when it's like 1 a.m. and I'm sort of sat here in my, my lounge pants watching like footage from gigs from before all this happened and thinking, I used to be a rock and roll star, and now I'm just sort of watching Seinfeld on TV all the time. So then you just end up on eBay purchasing stuff that, people are probably trying to get rid of for a good reason.
Well, you've just announced a UK tour. So it's the Hammer Falls tour, and this is going to be supporting your third studio album. So first of all, when is the album due to be released?
Well, we've got 2 more tracks still to record. It's taken a little while to record it, basically because, well, everybody knows, because of the various lockdown rules, and we've had studio time booked that's then been put off because of different things happening. So it's taken us about 6 months so far to complete the first 9 tracks. It was supposed to have 10 tracks on it, and then I've written 2 extra songs. So we're going back in 2 weeks to finish those off, and it's sounding quite eclectic at the moment, and quite different to what I've released previously.
Yeah.
The plan is to put it out to coincide with the tour in October. So everything's on schedule for that.
You've just answered another 2 of my questions, which was how does it compare to your previous releases? So you said it's quite different. So let's examine that bit. So in what way is it different?
I think the previous releases, I've mainly written them kind of on the road. And so, I've got...
What are you going to say, on the run?
Yeah, on the run. Well, from the Spanish police for my speeding fine. But yeah, it was sort of... a lot of this stuff was written. I remember writing my track Justified, which was on the Who Feeds the Wolf album. And I wrote that in Russia. I was at, the accommodation after a show and wrote it at sort of 1, 2 in the morning. And so a lot of this stuff was written quite quickly because you kind of, you're in the flow of traveling around. And I think that's quite a cool way of writing. But I suppose what I've had this year is a lot of time to work on the songs, more time than I would normally have. And so the songs are slightly more complicated. There's a bit more of a sort of prog element to some of it. There's loads of multi-layered guitars, which I've never really done before. I think that the lyrics are quite personal, and a lot of them were written during the first lockdown last year. So there was a lot going on that, I was supposed to be on tour all of last year. And so I kind of wrote about my own personal response to this horrible situation that we all found ourselves in. And every time you release an album, you go, oh, this is a really personal record. And I think every album is personal in a different way. And so my last album was very personal because I wrote a lot about my dad, who was ill at the time when I recorded that record. Whereas this one isn't about that, and it's kind of weirdly positive in many ways, which is that despite all this horrific stuff that's going on, we kind of need to just stay positive and try and get through it. And I'm super proud of it. I think it's the best thing I've done. Whether other people will agree with that, we'll have to wait and see.
The tour is October. It's about 15 dates. So that's your biggest UK tour to date. So tell us a bit about the tour itself. Where will you be visiting? It sounds like pretty much everywhere. And who's going to be supporting you? I know Los Campbell is already supporting one of the dates that I know about. So I haven't heard about anybody else. So tell us a bit about that.
So the tour, we'd originally planned to do a big headline tour this year anyway. But what we ended up having was a load of dates that were rescheduled from last year, because obviously we were in the midst of touring at the beginning of last year, and then those dates got either cancelled or rescheduled. They were supposed to take place in October of 2020, and then we obviously had to put them back again. And I was just like, well, let's just put them all together at the end of this year. So we've got 15 dates that have been announced so far. We've actually just confirmed another couple today.
Okay.
So yeah, we are going all over the place. I mean, I'm traveling up to Scotland. I've never really played in Scotland before. So I'm looking forward to playing in Edinburgh.
I've heard Scottish gigs are the best. I've heard this. Well,
I played at Wildfire, not last summer, the summer before, and that was an absolutely brilliant show that that I did with RHR, and a great audience. And I one of my fondest memories from that weekend is basically we played, and me and Darren, the drummer, ended up at, there's like a little bar as part of the festival. We just were in this bar, and people kept buying us beers, and they were just like, "Oh, you know, we love the show. Can I buy you a beer?" And I remember that at the end of the night, I'd got like 6 full pints in front of me, and I was like, "Darren, I need help. This is like." And I got into the tour van, and with a full beer, and dropped it as I got into the van, and I wasn't in people's best books after that. And but I woke up the next morning thinking, you know what, that was worth it, and it was an absolutely brilliant night. So really looking forward to going back to Scotland.
How can people get a ticket then to one or more of your shows?
I've got a mate who sells the tickets outside the venues. He does obviously a bit of a markup on the prices. No, I'm only joking. If they go to jackjhutchinsonmusic.com, they'll find the tickets on there.
I haven't asked you about your amazing vinyl colours that you're going to no doubt be releasing. Are you?
I can tell you some information about that actually, because
that purple one you released, that was genius.
This was the last album. This was the Who Feeds the Wolf album, which came out on this rather groovy black and red vinyl. Yeah. So we sort of set a marker for this. We've actually got this guy who's doing the artwork for the next tour. He's doing all the singles, and he's doing the vinyl design as well, who does artwork for Blasco from Ozzy Osbourne's band. So he does this really kind of gothic horror movie style stuff, which you can't really see it, but I have a lot of horror movies. I really love horror movies. So I thought I might as well try and bring that into the sort of vibe of the record, because some of the songs on there have that kind of John Carpenter-esque moodiness. And so we're going to do it on a sort of black and white vinyl. It's going to be quite psychedelic. But prior to that, we've got a single that's going to come out in the summer, which is called Call of the Wild, which is coming out on this sort of, black and red, and I think it's black, red and white vinyl design, which looks amazing. And so, But I'm a visual artist as well, Anne. So I kind of think about things in that way. So the artwork is a really integral part of the music for me. You know, absolutely. I'm sure lots of people think like that, but it's really important for me.
Well, Jack, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you again. My advice to you is close your eyes when you pass that guitar shop from now on, because you've got your lovely new shiny guitar to play.
Well, I want it back though. I've got to go in and get it.
After that, after just go in, get it, leave, and try not to pass it again with your eyes open. So that's all I will say on that. Unless you want your house full of guitars, which you might want.
Dream.
Yes. Anyway, Jack, look forward to your set tonight and look forward to seeing you on tour. All the best. Big hugs to you and lots of love.
You too. Stay safe, mate.
Bye.
This is rock and roll, burning out to my soul.